we are jumping into our DIY and self-improvement segment. And today is actually the World Sight Day. World Sight Day. And the theme for this year is Love Your Eyes. And we are going to be focusing at our eyes in the workplace. And remember, in a world full of beauty, our eyes is actually the window to the wonders that surround us. So joining us in the studio is Dr. Augustine Derry, an optometrist at Third Eye Care and Vision Center. Hi, Doc.
Hi, Christy.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you too?
I'm fine, thank you. Why are we all smiling, Kweku? Why are you smiling?
Why should I can't smile now? I cannot smile again.
Doc, happy World Sight Day.
Yes, it excites me. Thank you. It's like my birthday.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, tell us why.
Well, I enjoy the work I do. I enjoy us taking care of people's sight and safeguarding it. And World Sight Day is an opportunity for us all over the world to actually bring in more awareness of the importance of us checking our eyes. Initially, it was set up to help, eradicate or give a lot of education on avoidable blindness. I'm glad that this year we are focusing on the workplace, the eye and the workplace. I see sometimes just a little information can really, really save someone's life, and that makes a lot of sense.
Why the workplace? What's the peculiarity?
Okay. So we noticed that we've done a lot of things in other places talking about eye health, but have you come to think about it? Where do you spend most of your time?
At work.
At work?
Exactly. And the eyes take about 70% of visual input for us to make decisions. And if you don't protect your eyes, then it's going to be a problem. Because if you then lose your sight or it becomes challenged, your economic power, your how to generate ability to earn is actually affected. So that is why this year we think we should focus on the workplace. There are also many accidents and other problems that occur at the workplaces. So this year, we're looking at the workplace, we're looking at employers, what they can do, employees, what they should do, and all other factors that we should
So what can we do at the workplace to protect our eyes?
First of all, it depends. If you're an employer, it behoves on you to get your employees a very safe, very comfortable working environment. And that will also include a safe place for the eyes. So you should make sure that everywhere is eye-friendly.
So what is eye-friendly?
What I recommend, first of all, is that employers should get some sort of, first of all, a policy framework or a routine for their workplace. First of all, you should train your people. If people should do something, they respond based on the information they have and the understanding of the information they have. So you need to get experts, optometrists. One other side of what I do is occupational optometry, vision, and vision science. So you need to get an expert, an eye care professional who would advise on what to do, how to make your place safe. That aside, make sure that your employees are trained. They know what to do. Then make sure that you can provide equipment, personal protective equipment, PPEs, for the different sort of workplaces that we have, depending on the job. There are people listening to us who may be in, in a manufacturing industry. There are people who are listening who are in a laboratory doing some equipment. Others are in offices, different kinds of environments. We need to make sure that whatever protection that they need, they have. So, for example, if you work in a place where there are lots of flying objects and particles, that's particles, you may want to give your employees some protective gears, glasses, some eyeglasses with side shields, not just eyeglasses, because things can come from the side and then from the front. The mine sight would be another example. And then if you are working in a place where, say, you work with chemicals, chemicals can splash on your face. So you need to also get maybe goggles to help your clients, and in extreme cases,
A face shield.
face shield, or what we call respirators. Yeah, you know, the one that covers the whole face, the whole head, so that you can breathe. It just protects you. You need to do that. So
let's go and look at a practical situation, scenario. You're working on a factory floor, producing fertilizer.
Yeah.
Right? Fertilizer means you're using strong chemicals like ammonia and so on and so forth. What sort of PPE would you be using in that scenario?
Okay, so the level of protection depends on where you are in the production line.
Right.
Yes. So it can range from just if you are an office or administrative worker, well, you may have your protection for the PC and all. But as you go in, if you're going to go into the factory, the production plants, then you will get into either the goggles or a face shield, like depending on where exactly it is. Yes. Even with the glasses that we wear, you know, like what you're wearing, the glasses themselves.
Yeah.
If I were giving it to someone who, say, works in a mine, I would use a different material. That is different.
So a different frame.
Yeah, no, yes. Even the frame.
On the glass.
Yes, on the glass. But like you said, the frame too is another factor. Because when we are even selecting frames, we, apart from the beauty that the woman will look at and forget a lot of other things, we need to consider, one, its response to chemicals, its response to heat, its response to mechanical bending. When it shatters, if something hits it, blunt trauma.
What will happen?
Yes, what will happen? Is the eye safe to have that thing in front of it? All those things affect the kind of the materials we use to make the frames. In the same way, would translate that into the lens for wherever you're working. So every industry has industry standards for PPEs. Yes, we know that. So employers must ensure that they adhere to these standards and also see a professional who can advise specific to the kind of industry, number one, and the space that they have, number two. So that's one. Then another, I believe that employers should also try and make sure that if you have some sort of a first aid, or let employees know where the PPEs are kept in case of emergency, first aid, where it is. And now that we are talking about emergencies, of course, they should also know some basic first aid to do, or if a workplace injury occurs, what are the protocols that we should have in place? So these are important things that we need in a workplace, so that if we all understand this and something happens, nobody needs to be issuing instructions and we get confused.
Right.
We just like
everybody knows it, and we all, what to do. You know. Okay, so what about in this digital world? Obviously, in this digital world, we're all using our screens, computers, iPads, and our phones. And obviously, the screen time seems to be a lot sometimes. So, can you help us with some steps, to?
Oh yeah, surely. I mean, I couldn't have come here and left without talking about screens. And because I didn't want us to focus on it alone, that's why I went elsewhere first. Yes. So the world has gone digital. Even industries are using screens now.
Yes.
I won't be surprised if in the more mechanized places, their tractors have screens in them where and production plants and all. So it's becoming a problem where computer vision syndrome, as we call it, is on the rise, and digital eye strain. That is also compounded by...
That's me?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's also compounded by what we call nomophobia.
Okay,
nomophobia is a coined word. Yes. Where you are afraid, no more phone phobia.
Oh,
so Christy, if you sit down and for no reason you hold your phone, you are going and where's my phone?
Yeah.
And
always.
Yes. Yeah. So people without a phone, people feel jittery. So it becomes like a part of the digital eye strain will be very common to you. Yeah. People are connecting more digitally than physically.
Yeah.
The problem with it is that, the rays from the screen can actually, if they are you are on the screen for a long time, you can get eye strain, you can get headaches, you can get watery eyes. This actually affects productivity. I'm talking even generally eye care. You have a worker who looks very hardworking, but his productivity may not be the best, or he had very good productivity and then it drops and you can't seem to find why. It may be possible that he's having eye issues. So if the work you do requires very good vision, and after a while your worker is making mistakes, or if it needs precision and accuracy, it's a dangerous environment. Yes, the eye, the way the eye works is very critical at that time. So employers sometimes, somebody may just have tired eyes and be typing in a bank, be typing in different figures. Because his eyes are tired and he maybe needs glasses to be able to see and perform better. There are some people in the banks, and I'm sure as some are watching, they'll be able to relate. They'll be at the screen by 11, 12. They are hard workers. By 11, 12, they are tired. And they don't understand why. They struggle to focus. They may have eye issues.
I see.
They may have eye issues.
Wow.
So all these people need to be able to come to the eye clinic, see the optometrist, see your eye doctor, he'll help you out. Then, having said that, I believe every organization should also have an expert train them on symptoms of eye problems relating, or I say eye emergencies. I'm saying this is a bit subtle, but it's very important. For example, you work in a place where there are chemicals. And you had a chemical touch your eye, but you did not know. Then suddenly your vision is getting blurred in a way, or it's burning. Because you did not really know when it touched your eye, you are not conscious of it until it's a bit late, a little damage has occurred. So we need to know some of the symptoms specific to workplace of eye emergencies, of eye problems, so that maybe if I'm home, fine, if I have a problem, but then specific to what I do, if I'm a farmer, I'm a biker, I'm a sawmill operator and all of that, if my vision changes in a particular way, I know that is an emergency and I need to have it taken care of. Yeah, so those things, we need to really focus on that. Now, that's on the side of the employer, of course, providing a PPEs, safe environment, bringing in training and all. Now, but the eyes do not belong to the employer. They belong to the holder of the eyes, the employee. So that, I mean, with our question tells us that your eye health, your eye care, your safety of your eye is firstly your own responsibility. So your employer will try and make you adhere to wearing the PPEs, providing safe environment, get an emergency in place and all. But you yourself
should
own it and make sure that you are actually doing the right thing at the right time so that you don't have any problems. So that is it. I may just run through a few things to do in case of an emergency at work.
Just wrap it up for us.
So yeah, let's say you have a penetrating eye injury. Something gets into your eye. First instinct, somebody may want to, okay, something, there's metal in your eye, I may want to pull it out. Don't. Don't. So I'm saying it again, if something penetrates anybody's eye, do not attempt to remove it. No. Cover the eye, if you can, or protect it from any other thing, and see if you can get the person to a hospital, an optometrist, an ophthalmologist. Let's take care of an emergency center. If it's a chemical splash, first of all, don't think of a doctor. If it's chemical, the first thing to do is to irrigate or let a lot of water run through it for about 10-15 minutes. If you get a tap, very good. Run it for that long before you now think of the nearest healthcare facility to send the person to. Yes, and then, I mean, keep your eyes checked, keep yourself very safe.
The thought of the thing entering your eye.
Yes, I had a man come in. He had metal, like very sharp metals. Yes, inside his eye. 1, 2, 4 of them.
Wow.
You had to remove them.
Is he okay?
He's very lucky. He's okay now.
Can he see?
Confessed. Yeah, that's a very lucky situation. He confessed that his worker was there. He was entering the workshop. Instead of wearing the goggles, he did not. His worker did not see him. Turned on the machine, was grinding some metal.
Oh, Lord.
Yes. And I have another person, sales, he wasn't wearing a seatbelt. You see, all these are protection. The salesman wasn't wearing a seatbelt. Accident, he lost an eye.
Wow.
Yeah, so he's...
Wow.
So let's take care of...
Let's take care of our
Let's
eyes.
love our eyes.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
All right.
How do people get in touch with you if they want to?
Oh, you can follow us on Third Eye Care and Vision Center, Facebook, Instagram. We are on Facebook, Instagram. We are on TikTok. And then if you want to call, you can call us on... Pardon me. That's so sad. That's pardon me. Yes, you can call on 054 328 7008. 054 328 7008.
Fantastic.
All right, thank you so much,
Thank you.
Dr.
Thank you.
Augustine Derry, an optometrist at Third Eye Care and Vision Center. And we've been talking about World Sight today, which is today, and the theme, Love Your Eyes at Work.